Well, hello, my darlings. Back with a bit of a treasure haul. This one is a two-parter. Part one, I'm going to share the treasures I brought back from America with me on holiday. And part two, a new local treasure hunting place here in Wales to check out. So stick around. I hope you enjoy. If you do, please give me a thumbs up, leave me a comment, and keep watching. Back with you in a tick. Right, my darlings, let's have a little look at some of the treasures that I brought back from holiday. I've been back to the States to see family, and I'll show you a little bit of what I found over there. One of the first things I went and bought was I got a little set of baby ball jars from Walmart because I took my watercolors with me, and I use these for my clean and dirty water for my watercolors while I was there. So I brought them back with me. Only a couple of dollars for 4 little baby jars. I'm kind of sorry I didn't get a second set to them, to be honest. Perfect size for like screwing the lids in and screwing them on to hang things, but we'll see. Got me, picked up in a Walmart randomly, some ledger paper. It's got a lovely green tint to it, so I'm excited to see what this looks like grunged up and dyed. Picked up this magazine in a bookstore, Somerset Studio. Now, I've never heard of it before. Apparently you can get it in the UK, but some of the websites have some shocking prices on it. But it's like a mixed media magazine. But it's got, sorry, my voice is going. Very much like journaling style, but mixed media. But it's got artists' papers in here as well to use. I had good intentions of going through this on the plane, but I didn't. But I'm just, every scrap of this is going to be used, for sure. And I may even use some of these images I think will lift on the jelly plates as well. So every scrap of this is going to get used. Picked up 3 pads of paper. No, great, I really like this. I really like the color palette in there. What crocodiles and moth carcasses have to do with enchanted, but the papers are lovely. Not that I need any more 12 by 12 pads, mine. But the color scheme in this is just stunning. I love it. I love the colors in this. I don't tend to use a lot of that has text on it. But as paper crafters, you know, there's always a way to use up every little bit. So I'm pleased with that one. I got me an autumnal pad that's got a lot of blacks in it as well. These weren't expensive. I kind of tried to shop the sales of Hobby Lobby and Michael's while I was there, and sort of hit the stores when their sales were on. And I got me a black pad of just different patterns. So really pleased with that. One thing I did end up buying while I was there in Low Mills, that's the art shop in Low Mills in Huntsville. If you've never been in North Alabama, go and check out Low Mills if you're an artist, if you're a creator. It's absolutely amazing. They had a Lean's glue, and I've heard about it, but I've never bought it before. And the bottle that I took with me from a UK discount store was absolute rubbish. So I picked this up while I was there, and I was really impressed with it, crafting on holiday. So I'm definitely looking this brand up again. And also in Hobby Lobby, I got me another roll of this mesh. I don't know what the proper name for this stuff is, but I've searched for nearly a year to see if I could source this stuff in the UK, and it doesn't seem to exist. But I don't know if it has a proper name, because in Hobby Lobby, it's not stocked where the ribbons are. It's stocked where the wreath making things are. So, but I absolutely love it, and I've been hoarding the other 2 rolls so I can start to use a bit more. And in a couple of the discount stores and Hobby Lobby, I finally found some mats. You do not see these around my neck of the woods in the UK at all. These vinyl placemats. Let's have a look. So these are perfect for dyeing paper because they lay so flat. And the ones I picked up in Hobby Lobby were like 40 or 50% off. So I got me one big leaf. I got 2 of these that just say the word gather on them. But I'm not fussed. I got 2 of these because what I will eventually do is cut that word out and just use these in sections for spraying and dyeing my papers. And I know some of them are a little bit bent, and it doesn't take long for them to flatten out at all. So I have 2 of those. I especially like it's got that sort of acorn relief and the oak leaf on there as well. It's different leaves from different trees and plants. So happy with that. Went into another discount store and spotted these. So very similar to what I do with my lace doilies. But of course these are going to give me a much crisper sort of relief when I spray onto them because they're heavier and flatter. And that one as well. So, and then found that one in the discount store as well. Sort of a flower pattern. And the last one I picked up in a Dollar Tree. So I think I paid $1.20 for it. Is another leaf one, but it's quite a long one. It's like meant to be like a table runner. So no, really happy with that. And enough botanical sprays here to keep me going for a while. And 3 things here that I got just because I was there. Freezer paper, press and seal, which I used to use a lot of in the kitchen when I still lived in America. Why they don't sell it in the UK, I don't know. Press and seal because it's sticky to use for things like die cuts. I know there's other hacks for using press and seal. I need to do some more research. And I've seen lots of things done with freezer paper. So this is a fairly good size. How much is on here? 20.3 meters on this roll. So there's enough here for me to experiment with some napkins, have a go making the rice paper hack. Anybody else know of hacks out there for using either one of these? Please pop me a message down the bottom. What shall I try first with these? So, a bit of experimenting in my future. And in the Home Depot, I've left them in the Home Depot bag, sorry for the crinkling, because they're so sticky. But I picked up 2 rolls of, stuck to the bag, 2 rolls of Tyvek tape. Now, I know what it's used for in house construction in America, but I've seen so many different North American crafters that say they use this for binding, for book binding and binding their spines. So I'm very keen to have a go with this. I don't necessarily want to take it out of the wrapper just yet because, as you can, it's just so sticky around the edges. I need to have a place to put it out of the way for a moment. So I brought 2 rolls of that back. So we shall see. And as for second-hand finds in the States, I did okay. Pull some of these out here. Went to a Goodwill, a couple of Goodwills, treasure hunting. Got me a little tin of vintage postcards. And they're all different sort of cactuses and succulents. So the replica vintage postcards. Paid $2. Got a stamp that says Ex Libris on it. So I was chuffed with that, $2. Another little sorting tin. I picked it up because I was using it with the little crafting bits that I took with me on holiday. I wasn't really going to keep it, but I paid $1 for it. So it can come and live with me. That's okay. A couple of things here I had from family. These are just old order forms. I was looking for guest checks, but I couldn't find any in the shop. But they had some of these older ones. So these are going to get dyed up. and grunged up. And these, of course, got the carbon copies in them as well. So, yeah. So you've got the white and the yellow. So I'm going to do some tea staining on some of those. Happy with that. And if you're ever in North Huntsville as well, there's two places I want to give a shout out. One is in North Alabama in a town called Scottsboro. There's a junk emporium called Patches. So if you're ever up that area, please go and check the place out. You will be there for hours. Honestly, it's absolutely enormous, but it's unlike any junk shop I've ever been in, honestly. It was absolutely brilliant. So Patches in Scottsboro. But I found these, $7.99 they were for all of them, but they're vintage, like, what's the word I'm looking for? You know, things like hem tape. And some of them are lacy, seam binding, that's what I was trying to think of. So I've got a pink, there's some hem tape that's like lace, brown lace, extra wide bias tape, black. Some look older than others. That doesn't look that old, but that does. There's a pink, another white, but that's got piping on the edge. Brown, some navy, kind of a berry color, double fold bias, quilt binding. So there's quite a bit on some of these. More navy, that's lace, and that's sort of burgundy berry wine color, I suppose. Navy, I think that's a navy elastic. More pink lace, purple lace, and that wine lace again. Brown, oh God, what's this called? Rickrack. Brown rickrack, white rickrack, and some green rickrack, and various links. And Fruit of the Loom, 35 cents. That's a blast from the past, isn't it? And some lighter blue and another pink. So, no, I'm pleased with that for the price. I mean, it was in sort of that antique-y type place. I'm not putting those back in that bag now. There we go. And so Patches in Scottsboro, definitely worth checking out. And another one I found in Madison in North Alabama is a little place called Saks. And it was a bit of a trick to find. You just have to follow the signs for the thrift store because there's arrows telling you where to go. Called Saks in Madison. And turns out the owner's wife is originally from Swansea. Who knew? It's a small world. But found a couple of these old, like, popular home craft magazines. And these, he had a massive pile of these. But the advertisements and some of the graphics in them are really, really interesting. Very old. So these are that's from 1960. And this one was from 1949. So only got the two. But definitely pleased with those. Those are York my antiques. And also in Saks, in his book section, he's got a whole unit that's just old yearbooks. So I had this idea in my head from Margaret over at Sun Plaza, because she likes to make like the ID cards. Was somebody gotten her old yearbook photos and how perfect they are for making the vintage faux ID cards. So I found this one. This one's from 1950, April 1950, and it's from Gretna High School, Gretna, Virginia. So who knows? But it's got I just want it for the photos. So you've got all the staff photos there, and then of course all of these photos that I can then use for ID cards. What I'm going to do with the rest of it, I don't know yet. But again, I only paid a couple of pounds for it, and I'll definitely use these for ID cards. So I'm happy with that. So that was Patches in Scottsboro, Saks in Madison. Popped by the old Salvation Army where I grew up, And I found this absolutely falling apart. It's only that bit of plastic holding it together. Down to Earth Gardening, month by month. And all the pages are multicolored with photographs, with little doodles in them, little simple clip arts. But I'm quite pleased with this for the variety of color. Ooh, what's that? What is this? Oh, it's like a church newsletter. From Mississippi, no less. So, yeah, the book is well loved, or was well loved once upon a time, but it can come and have a new home with me. So, also, two other things I found in the Salvation Army was some tab dividers. They were 50 cents, 50 US cents. And they're missing 1, 2, and 3. But all the other numbers are there. So that, yes, please. And the last one I found on the shelf, paid $1 for it, but it was full of graph paper. But it's not regular graph paper. It is, if I can find something to put it up against it. Say like, you see that book there. The graph paper is more like a vellum. It's definitely more like a vellum. And it's see-through. And it says on there, clear print paper, 5 by 5 divisions per inch, printed in the USA on clear print technical paper. So I've never encountered graph paper quite like it. And for the amount that was in that folder for $1, yes, please. Because I've not encountered that over here. And there is loads. There's like 2 huge stacks, and it's all blank. Some of it's a little worse for wear around the edges, where it's just all been crammed in, and the folder has failed. But, no, I'm really happy with that as well. So, give me a tick to shift these things around, and I'm going to go and grab the Welsh treasures that I found at a new location when I got back from holidays. So, give me a tick. Right, darlings, this next lot I had from a place in Cardiff that I visited not long after we got back called Recreate. And it's the only sort of official scrap store that shows up listed being in Wales. So it's in Cardiff. It's a tiny little place. Well, it looks tiny from the outside. We spent hours in there. Went up with a treasure hunting buddy, and we spent a good couple of hours in there. Honestly, I'll be going back with themes in mind. Everything is priced a little bit differently, or they've got areas of the shop. It's like a creative, reduce, reuse type store. They've got orange buckets. You can fill a whole bucket of stuff for $5. But let me show you what I ended up with anyway. So I had some laser cut sort of book plate ones, and these I think were $1 a piece, or not $1, £1 a piece. But they're really thick. Let's see if I can release one here. Is it going to come out? There we go. So, yeah, that'll release in the center as well. But look how thick they are. They're like super thick. Is that going to focus? No. They're very, very thick, which would be perfect on, pardon me, covers. Cover of a journal for sure. So I had 2 packs of those. Pop that out of the way. And one of the first things I spotted, an X-cut mini chopper. It's got something stuck to the back of it there. Well, really stuck to the back of it. I'll get that out later. There we go. And £2.50. And I've already brought it home, and the blade is still very sharp. So I've been wanting a mini chopper for a while. And for £2.50, yes please, you can come and live with me. Got me a little rummaging around. I found a set of mini brads in colors that I definitely don't have. So there's like a teal, a sort of wine color in there and a purple in there. So I was really pleased with those. I know it's a bit pricey, but yes, please. They had an enormous tray full of just paper doilies and all kinds of sizes. Now, I already have a lot of large ones here, but you don't ever see the little ones like this. So these were all £1 a piece, and they're full packs. So some little baby ones there. Those are what, like 3.5 inches. Square ones, which I've definitely not seen. Those are about 5 inches. And a little set of round ones that are 5.5. So really pleased with that. If I go back up anytime soon, I'll probably get a lot more of the little ones for sure. Found some I've used the Tim Holtz 3D ones, but these are Spellbinders 3D ones, and they were £1. So that it's like 5 here. So you've got that sort of floral, but it's got a what's the word I'm looking for? Like a label area there raised in the embossing. So really happy with those. Can't wait to try them out. Another one that's got gears, and that one's got that sort of relief on it. Pleased with that. This one's called the Noble Rook. So I thought it's got the sort of try it again, Faith. The floral relief in there, but you've got that sort of raised area at the bottom with the rook cawing with a crown on. So I quite like that. There's another floral that has a label relief on it. And that one, I don't do a lot of Christmas. This one is just called Rustic Wreath. But I quite like the rustic effect of it. And last year I didn't do Christmas cards, I did Yuletide cards. And something like that would be perfect for the effect I was going for with those. So, but for £1 a piece, yes please. And then that was in there, which again is just this is just a bog standard ledger paper from like a discount store. I did check, it's not sewn, it is glued, so it will be just single sheets torn out of that one. Now, the haberdashery. Oh my word. I've got all sorts here. But the place has fabric, it's got haberdashery, it's got elastic, it's got Velcro, it's got rolls and rolls and rolls and rolls and rolls of stuff that you just go and cut yourself and pay by the meter. And so those bundles were 50p, and it is slightly elasticated, but it's still quite thick. So that banding, 50p a piece, I paid for those. Those are going to go live in a bucket of tea for a while to stain up. I got a roll of brown ribbon for £1. And it's not like your craft ribbon from the craft store. It's a thinner, nicer ribbon. And a lovely chocolatey brown color. And there is just reams and reams of it on here. Does it say the original length was 25 meters. So there's still a lot on there for sure. So this was black something. I didn't open it in the shop for £1. And I think it's not elastic. I think it is actually black. Ooh, that's pretty. Very delicate. Sort of black floral. I do like that. So again, it's quite a bundle on there. These I haven't really pulled out to look at. That one is, oh, that's a lovely one. Very pretty pattern on that one. Not a great deal there, but enough for me. this one, oh, there's quite a bit there of that one. Oh my word. Look at that. Isn't that beautiful? So there is quite a bit of that one that was in the bag. And I think that one was £1.50. But all of that will be used as is. I don't even need to tea dye that one. Very pretty. Now these other two I haven't opened either. Let's have a look together. £2. I thought that was £1. Never mind. Now that's pretty. And that's got, that is the right side up. Yeah. And that's got some lovely sort of pinks and greens and blues and lilac color dotted through it. Already that sort of tea stained color. I like that. And that one is, it's kind of a minty green, isn't it? That could do with some, with a soak and some tea, I think. Maybe. We'll see. And that one I know I haven't opened. And she ended up, I think she only charged me £1 for this one as well. Because it didn't have a price on it. So let's have a look what's in here. I've got some yellow. That'd be nice on the top of tags. Quite thin. And some brown lace trim, scalloped on one side. That's the same thing, isn't it? Yes. And whatever this is. Where's the end? Come on. Does it have an end? I don't think it has an end. It's one big circle. What is it? That's been cut off of something then. It's a navy. Oh, I can see birds. I can see sort of a bird pattern and floral. What on earth has that been cut off of then? It's been cut off of something. Perhaps cut off of a tablecloth, maybe? Yeah, it goes around a corner there. It looks like it's been cut off of a tablecloth. But no. Yes, I will make it work somehow. And, pardon me, I gotta sneeze again. In the back of the shop, to cut, they had huge, like industrial size rolls of these laces. These are more synthetic, but they were 25p a metre. So for 25p a metre, I bought 4 meters of each one. So it's £1 each. So £1 for 4 meters. And they're just, let's put something on this to contrast it. So there's that one that's just a rose. So it's quite stiff because it's synthetic. But I think once added as a belly band, added as a pocket, it's going to work nicely for, let's see if I got something here I can, you should, I'm thinking, be able to slide in and out without it snagging, if that makes sense, because it's a synthetic sort of trim. So, big lot of that one, and this one, and I'll definitely go back up. I mean, even things like elastic, there was just industrial rolls of anything you could possibly imagine there, and they've got scissors and tape measures there for you. Just cut what you want, and you pay whatever it is per meter. So that's more of a leaf pattern. I'm going to cut a couple of pieces off this and test it in some tea. But with some of my other synthetics, I know if I salt the water and then do my brew with my tea, that it will take, the synthetic will take color. So that's more of a sort of generic pattern. But like I said, we spent ages in this place walking around, and the treasures I've come back with, very happy. I'm very happy to go back again soon with the theme in mind. So, recreate in Cardiff. Check the opening times if you're going to be in that area, because they do have limited opening times. So check before you go. So that's all from me, darlings, between my treasure hunting from one side of the pond to the other side of the pond. So I need to go and put everything away now. So last one, anybody out there got any advice or hacks you've seen using the freezer paper or the press and seal, please let me know. And I hope you all enjoyed, and hope to see you back again soon. Bye for now.